Welcome to Two Poor Artists, where we're poor at saving the souls of America, but mostly we're poor at making art. My name is Benj.
And my name is Isaac. And this week, we decided to let the election take a back burner, a back seat, put it on the back burner.
The official voting poll will go out on Tuesday, of course.
Yes, this upcoming Tuesday is Election Day. And the only thing that we are running for is Artist General, so that's all you need to look for. In fact, we've been given special permission by the United States government to list the official poll on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, for some reason, they didn't put it on the ballot.
Yeah, it's
So
you're not gonna.
seeing it on your.
I know.
your
I've already
ballot.
talked to some people that are like, I got my early ballot and I didn't see you or this position of Artist General on there. Yeah, it's because they're trying something new.
Yeah.
You know.
The official way to vote will be on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
We'll do a community post.
Which I think gives us pretty good odds.
Yeah.
Against the color.
Right. Yeah.
Color
it's
party.
It's almost weird that they're letting us.
I think
do the
deep down the people in charge know that we're the only ones who can save the soul of America.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing: you can vote for Benj, you can vote for me. It's a long pause after me. You can vote for there's write-ins, I guess. The point is that you get out there and vote for Artist General because it's an important role that saves the soul of America. Now,
Right.
you're probably wondering what that has to do.
With today, when we just said we're putting it on the back burner.
So here's what we need to show you today. Just let that sink in for a second.
So you get it? It's a pun
It's a shoe.
that have souls.
Yes, indeed. See, part of the role as Artist General is going to be to, redesign fashion for a nation.
Yeah.
The national fashion scene is something quite appalling, Like, people are always wondering, what's the next great thing in fashion going to be? Because basically, for the last 30 years, we've just gone back to old decades. Like, 70s stuff was in style again, and then 80s stuff, and now 90s stuff is supposedly,
Right. And
what's
it's kinda
cool and
creeping
hip.
into early 2000s.
The point is, we're going to run out of... Because, what do you do? Like, in the 2030s, do they just go back and they're like, well, we're copying the 2000s, which was actually copying the 70s?
Right.
We need something new and fresh and colorless.
Yeah.
That's all you have to say about that?
Yeah. It's the facts.
It's the facts. So, today, we are going to take this shoe and we are going to design it in a way that we deem best.
Yeah. And obviously it won't be color. Ballpoint pen.
I'm looking at this shoe the way we have it today, and I'm thinking to myself, isn't it already perfect? it's black, it's whites,
Yeah.
but it's not artistic yet. Just sewing.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I
Pieces
would
of-
never buy a white shoe because, the whole point of a shoe is that it gets dirty. Like, that's
See-
why you have shoes.
And I like white shoes, despite the fact that they get dirty. I can settle on a gray.
Right. Yeah. I always get black shoes because then you could do whatever you want in the mud.
Now, you're probably wondering at home why I just said that I would settle for a gray shoe. It's because I buy white shoes. They get dirty. You clean them. They're never quite back to white. You can't leave all that dirt on them, though, because that's brown. And something about the scrubbing process is just grays them out.
Yeah.
It's like a lifeless corpse of a sea lion.
Which is why my advice is black shoes because then they're always black and you don't have to worry.
You're probably wondering what I meant when I said a lifeless corpse of a sea lion.
No.
Okay, well, that's good, because I'm not going to explain that one.
Okay, good.
These shoes are not, in fact, made out of baby sea lions, or any aged sea lions, for that matter. What matters most is the design aspect.
Right.
Like, people are always talking about Air Force Ones and what the newest pair of Chaps Velcro shoes for elders is. The two main companies that I'm pretty aware of.
Yeah.
You'll notice these shoes do not, in fact, have Velcro because we are not, in fact, 100 years old or one.
Back when we were in school, people used to all the time pull out their ballpoint pen and draw on their shoes.
It's a thing.
That was the cool thing to do.
That was like the good old days,
They
You
did,
know how
Converse.
You know how the old people in your
Drawing.
life, are always talking about back in my day when America was black and white.
It's so much better than now. Now people wear Crocs and put things on them. Like, that's so much worse than pulling out your trusty ballpoint pen and drawing on your shoes.
We're talking to you, Carla. We're talking to you. We hope that we can inspire you today to, after you vote for us, to buy our first line of footwear.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it won't just be us. It's not like the two poor artists are starting a shoe company. It's more like Nike and Skechers and Chaps and Converse, and we will be getting rid of Crocs.
Colored shoes.
All
and
colored
Crocs.
shoes, yeah. But all the companies eventually...
Like, even if it's a black and or white Croc,
Mhm.
gone.
The change we're looking for is... we want to inspire all the shoe companies of the world,
Mm-hmm.
all the clothing companies of the world, all the people of the world. And we know the world's a bit of a stretch, so we're starting with America,
Yeah.
you know. But that's how it works.
Then
America
you save the
does...
soul of America,
And then America
then you save the soul
can
of the
save
world.
the soul
Yeah.
of the world.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then Jesus saves the soul of
Well, the spirit. I
the
mean,
spirit.
the
Yeah.
soul is included.
Soul is
but
different than... Yeah, we're not...
We're not saving the spirit of America.
We can't.
We're not... Yeah.
But the soul...
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And it is a good pun. Let me just point that out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm proud of us for that. Now the question is, what do I draw on this?
Yes.
You ever noticed how shoes are automatically nose first?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
really, technically they're toe first.
Right.
But like,
if
if you had to, if someone showed you a shoe and they're like, "Where's the nose?"
Yeah.
You'd know it's like,
Mhm.
you know, this is the nose of the shoe,
Yeah.
right?
But see, the thing is, everything's nose first.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you walk nose first.
I mean, that depends. Usually toe first, but it's
No, like
the nose of your shoes.
walk nose like you.
The only reason
know,
your
like
we've
you-
talked about it. The only reason
you
your
put
nose
your- you
enters
put
a room
your-
first is if you're like the Wicked Witch of the West.
No, you put your face out,
No one walks.
walk, not.
No one chicken
not-
walks to such an extreme extent. I think that they. But you know, maybe we could inspire some change in other ways. Like
Mhm.
the whole, like once the soul of a country changes, so does everything. The way
Right,
they
yeah.
think, the way they talk, the way they walk will change.
Yeah.
You know, this country in 4
Oh,
years after we win the
will be
election is
no
going to be
difference.
different in so many ways. Art
Mhm.
touches the soul,
Yes.
changes the soul,
Mm-hmm.
and the soul of America will never be
Yeah.
how it is now again.
Because we'll make America beautiful again.
Yeah, it will make America black and white again. And I don't mean that in the way you think I mean that. Because I'm an artist and I'm deep. And I'm deep.
Mhm.
And I'm deep. And I'm really poor at my job. Which
Yeah.
is what the world needs.
Yeah, because poor art is beautiful.
You know, I see lots of videos online and they make me sad. Because the people who are making like shoe art videos are always like, what's the main thing you do to a shoe? They just add color.
Mm-hmm.
As if that's the way to solve things.
Right.
You know, they're always dyeing things and painting things.
Mhm.
And it just makes me sick.
Yeah.
This part, the jellies,
Mm-hmm.
the stomach-ish area. Sick.
Right. Right.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I need to stop stalling. I don't.
Yeah. It's been 9 minutes now.
This is a big.
People have been
This
watching
is a big
this.
job, though. Like, what do you draw on a shoe?
Whatever you want.
Mhm.
It's a blank canvas before you.
A shoe.
Yeah. That's one of the strange things. Normally we give ourselves constraints like a title.
Mm-hmm.
Like which many artists do it the opposite. Like every once in a while you'll see someone who's like, I want to draw peace, and they drew peace. But usually it's like they draw something and then they're like, I'm gonna call this the suffering of America.
Yeah. Like the title comes last, which
Yeah.
is not how true art is done.
No.
What are we calling this video? Saving the soul of America?
Or are we going to designing shoes?
I think clickbait wise, there's one correct answer, you know.
Mhm.
But this is
Yeah,
a
because people search shoe way more often than they search.
I mean, yeah,
Saving the
right.
soul
So
of
this
America.
is a shoe. A shoe.
I think we should call it Saving the Soul of America.
Yeah, I think you're right. But when they open it, they'll be like, "This is just a shoe."
Yeah.
So I'm not going to disappoint them. I'm going to draw a shoe on the front, and not a shoe in that it's a shoe,
Mm-hmm.
but you'll see. So we'll start with lip first style.
Lip first. I've seen you do mouth first, but lip first. Isn't the lip of the shoe up top?
Yeah, well,
What? What is this?
You know that's good. You know it is.
What? It's so weird.
Thank you.
It's like a Beavis and Butthead character.
I've never seen Beavis and Butthead.
I mean, I've seen pictures of them.
This is
Like
what
I know what they look like.
this is what you saw? Remind me to never watch. So anyway, here's our dude. Now you're probably wondering, I thought you were drawing a shoe. Well, I am. A shoe. As you say it, as you enunciate, a shoe. A shoe. What do you hear? It really does look like Beavis and Butthead now that you've showed me a picture of them. But that's not the point. What do you hear when I say a shoe?
A tissue?
No, a shoe. You're close.
A shoe.
A shoe.
Like, are you trying to say that sounds like sneezing?
Yeah, right? Like a chew, a shoe, you know?
Oh, okay.
So this guy's sneezing. A shoe, a shoe, a shoe.
Okay.
And as everybody knows, you can't... you can't sneeze
with your eyes,
with your eyes open.
because your eyes will pop out.
That's what the science says.
Yep, I've heard it many times. One of those scenes where it's like you hear it and you're like, I do not believe that,
Uh-huh.
but I'm not going to find out.
A shoe.
I'm not going to hold my eyes open to prove it wrong.
Yeah. This guy's arms are just down at his side, and he's at such an angle that you can't actually...
You can't tell where the sleeve is.
Maybe I could... Nope. Don't need it.
Yep.
Shoes shouldn't be overcomplicated. That's my
Yeah.
thought. You know?
Yeah.
Let's see. What goes on the laces? Laces are important, right? So people need to be able to... Like, you know how... Like, Nike. Nike is all about, like... They have a logo. They have, like... The word Nike. They have Michael Jordan.
Right.
Got a billion other things nowadays, too. Which I'm not a big fan of. But... We need, like, some branding on this, you know?
On the shoelaces.
Yeah. P-O-O... R. Poor.
Hmm.
You know? This is not the way you identified the children who do not have parents of the high financial tax bracket.
Mm-hmm.
This is just poor art, you know?
Right.
Because art brings people together.
Mm-hmm.
It brings the poor and the not so poor. Notice how I said rich, but by saying poor again?
So you're saying like everyone of every class is going to buy these shoes.
Yes. No.
Like we're not going to have like expensive versions and cheap versions.
They'll just be like
They'll
your run-of-the-mill
be poor.
middle class with coupons for the poor.
Mm-hmm.
The point is we want these on every foot in America.
Right.
You know?
So they're going to be cheap, but the quality of the best.
I mean, some artists general, I don't know what our annual budget is,
Mm-hmm.
but, you know, I'm sure when we show the president our YouTube channel,
Right.
that our budget will go up.
I mean, if you go and buy the most expensive shoes in the store, they're not better quality than the cheapest shoes in the
No,
store.
they are not.
They just have a brand name on them.
Very true.
So these will just be like the status symbol. Like the rich will want it because of the status symbol, but they're cheap. So anyone can buy them.
It's so true. Now let's see.
Is that a sun on your shoes?
Oh, it isn't a daughter. Laugh track. We don't have a laugh
We don't
track.
have a laugh
We
track.
never had a laugh track. That's
No.
the first time I feel like it's really been called for in these many years of being a poor artist, you know? Because normally it's just authentic, you know?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, I imagine it being authentic. I
Like,
imagine.
I mean, it's just because you made a point of it. Everyone at home watching was laughing so hard they didn't even hear you say laugh track.
Yeah, I mean, they just assume that Yeah, it's true. There's certain things we say that are just so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Does the son smile, or is he kind of just cool? Cool. There we go. Look at that. Look at that guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It's a cool son.
Yeah, you'll notice his sunglasses are also just kind of not.
It's a perspective thing.
Yeah, it's a perspective thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine the person walking down the street with this. You got a shoe, and then you got a sun, a cool sun,
Mhm.
you know? Because
Is the sun a pun at all? Like,
Mm.
why'd you draw that?
I felt like the shoe needed a sun,
Okay.
you know? Sometimes art isn't all about puns. It is most of the time,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah,
'cause
like
that's
the
what
first
comes to
thing you
mind.
drew was
A shoe.
clearly a pun.
A shoe.
You made sure we all knew it was a pun.
Yeah, but not everything is a pun. What's the next thing going to be? Next thing is going to be a shoe.
It's just gonna be like this same shoe.
Well, I mean,
You're gonna draw a guy. A shoeing on the front.
I don't know. Maybe it'll be like Oh, that's hard to say. Shoeception.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like a shoe within a shoe within a shoe.
Right.
But I don't know. Maybe it's just a shoe. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those things. But I think people overcomplicate it. What do you want on your shoe? Do you want a basketball player? No. You want another shoe
Yeah.
on
right.
your shoe. You know,
Yeah.
things that people relate to.
Mm-hmm.
The average American can be like, because the average American doesn't play basketball. You
Right.
know,
But
like
they
you
do
see
wear
you
shoes.
see like an old man wearing Nikes, and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, fella. Here's some chaps. Here's some shoes that have, you know, those little tassels on shoes. Hang on. You don't know those little tassels on shoes? They look something like this. I've always had a love-hate relationship with these. They are the worst thing that you can put on your shoes. But I think that helps in this case. You know these things? You know
No.
you know these kind of things? You ever seen these on a shoe?
Like they're just sticking straight up.
Well,
like that?
they're floppy normally.
Oh, okay.
They just kind of dangle on the shoes.
Yeah, okay.
You know?
Then I do know what you're talking about.
Like old businessmen wear them,
Mhm.
you know, like a casual gentleman shoe,
Right.
you know, for when we're, you know, walking on the boardwalk in the 1950s.
Mhm.
I don't know. You always see a man wearing these, and you're like, that man is old. And then you see somebody younger wearing them, and you're like, he's wearing his grandfather's shoes out of respect.
Right.
You know, you're like, you never see somebody wearing them, and you're just like, man, I want to be like that guy.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, you know, he's probably an astronomer. Just the worst of us.
Mm-hmm.
You know how astronomers are.
Yeah. I think we've made it abundantly clear what we think of astronomers.
Yeah. The fans of the channel know our thoughts. We don't need to upset ourselves again by talking about it. I imagine, by the way, I'm seeing a potential schoolboy prank in these shoes already, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because you have poor spelled out in here, right? But what's the first thing every fifth grader is going to do to their friend's shoe?
Erase the line on the R.
They're going to get rid of, you're going to get rid of that little line, or they're just going to take the R off completely, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
Good job to that fifth grader. Like, you have our approval.
Mm-hmm.
Because shoes should be funny.
Yeah.
You know, shoes should bring joy.
Mm-hmm.
Shoes should not just be that thing that gets your feet from scraping on the rocks.
Right.
Now, that's like the purpose of shoes, but the
Mhm.
artistic side of shoes. You know, shoes are just colorful and gross now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to be fair, most shoes are black and white.
Yeah.
That is something we haven't really pointed out.
Right. Like, I mean, I've never
But they don't have art
Thought-
on them.
colored
You know?
shoes.
Like tap shoes.
Mm-hmm.
They're just black,
Yeah.
but they're not they're not artistic.
Mm-hmm.
All the artistic,
Yeah, I
whenever
mean,
somebody
they're
tries to
a
make
little
shoes
bit fun.
whenever somebody tries to make shoes artistic, all they can think of is adding color. We're here to show you that there's a better way.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, we need some more tassels. My dad used to have these, I feel like, back in the 90s. I still haven't really forgiven him for it.
What, tasseled shoes.
He used to have tasseled shoes, yeah. I used to look at him and be like, that's not my father. My father's not that bad. There was like a level of kindergarten shame. He doesn't wear them anymore. That's the weird thing. He got older
Yeah.
and stopped wearing them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's like a Skechers man now.
He probably wore them to shame you.
Yeah, that's
He's
probably
like,
true.
he's like, I'm so ashamed of my son. I must make him ashamed of me.
I don't know how
like
ashamed he was of me back then. Now, getting my dad to watch our channel,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like that dad that's like, I have no son. You know, like, I have no son. He's dead to me. He became an artist, a poor artist. I had,
Not even good at it.
yeah, I had baseball aspirations and
Mm-hmm.
football aspirations and anything but poor artist aspirations for him. You know.
Yeah.
So as a tribute to my dad, I put those tassels.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Let's see. What else? Just shoes.
How come there's just 3?
It's because
Like one side has 2 and one side just has 1.
yeah. Well, it's poor. You know.
Mm-hmm.
There's no symmetry in this.
Okay.
Although, yeah. No, see, I've said that now. You know what? You know, I'll put it on the back. It needs what should come off the back? Should have like a.
Cape.
Oh, that would have been cool, but no.
A chain. With a ponytail.
No, my friend.
One of those like Jedi tails that you cut off
Like a
when you become a
Padawan braid?
master. Yeah. Is a scorpion
Scorpion
tail?
tail, yeah, black and white scorpion tail, super cool, right? Oh, this reminds me of some other things from my childhood. Now we can add.
Like it's the tail is dripping. Like is it poisonous?
It's venomous. There's a difference.
Oh, are these those super cool Heelys?
Yeah, man.
That all the cookies.
If we get to design shoes, we might as well go all out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go all out with the, you know.
Yeah, how come the kids don't wear those anymore?
I don't know.
Those were
Those were the coolest thing in the early
like,
2000s, right?
Like I didn't even have them.
Yeah, because my parents were like, no.
Yeah, but it's like I wanted them
Mm-hmm.
so bad.
So did I, you know? I don't know what parents
It
thought we were
was-
going to do.
It was the coolest thing.
Yeah, because you'd have a shoe, and then, like, you'd have a kid who was at, like, the playground.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know what Heelys are, first of all, I'm sorry that you didn't grow up with a TV,
Yeah,
because there were commercials for them all the time.
yeah, they were. Yeah,
But, yeah, they would have a wheel that came out of the heel, you know? So you'd see...
well, it wouldn't necessarily come out. It was like always there.
I
It's
feel like it could tuck in, couldn't it?
I don't
Maybe
think
those
so.
are later ones.
Yeah, they had ones where like you could reach down and like tuck them in and take them out. But the real Heelys were just if you walked.
Oh, yeah,
they
you
would be
walked...
normal.
Yeah, you walked on, like, the front of your foot, and it was normal.
And like you could put some weight on the heel if you wanted to. But then if you like, you could like walk and then you could go on just the heel and it'd be on the wheel. So it's like you would be watching someone at the park and they would be playing around or whatever, and then they would just start walking away, or like start running, and then go on their heels, and you just see them roll away.
Yeah, it was so
and
cool.
you're just like, oh man, look at that guy.
I remember the kid on the playground.
Roll it out of here.
Yeah, like you're walking to your car after school,
Mm-hmm.
and all of a sudden the cool kid just like wheels by you.
Yeah.
You were just like,
And you're just like,
man,
oh,
I am
man."
not.
Yeah,
I'm
and
just
it's
gonna-
like, and because they're on their shoes, they'd be doing it indoor. You know, you'd be at the
Yeah.
library,
Uh-huh.
and you just see a kid
Yeah.
wheel past you
Yeah,
in the
you'd be like,
library.
I want that book on that shelf. And you're like walking towards it.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden you just like turn your head in slow motion. And there's this kid just like whizzing by on his Heelys and grabs the book you wanted
Yeah,
about Heelys.
and you were just like, oh man, he's so cool.
Yeah,
I'm
and
glad he got that book.
Yeah, you accepted it,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
right? You're like, that kid deserves it. Because his parents, you know, obviously he met the cool requirement. So
Right.
his parents were like, yes.
Yeah, like we weren't cool enough.
No, our parents looked at us and
Like,
were like, no, you
yeah.
can't handle it.
They're like, look at how nerdy you are.
Yeah,
Do
you.
you think anyone would respect you if you had heels? No.
And the answer was no. No, they wouldn't. Our parents knew this,
Mm-hmm.
and thus,
Yeah,
I guess,
we'd
did the
probably
right
get
thing.
the Heelys stolen from us,
Mm-hmm.
like immediately by the cool police.
Yeah, the cool police would have just stopped us and been like, take off your shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Boys.
Here's a fanny pack.
Yeah,
you have
here's,
instead.
here's a fanny pack and a bowl cut. You know, like this is all you get. Here's a Chinese finger trap. There's always that kid who had fingers in a Chinese finger trap, and no one helped him. Just that kid sat. He didn't even sit alone at lunch. Like, they didn't let him in the lunchroom. They're like, this is for cool-ish people.
Yeah.
You gotta sit.
You
and,
get to meet the cool requirement to go in the
he's
cafeteria.
sat like a desk in the hallway.
Yeah.
Desk with 3 legs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that kid didn't have Heelys.
No.
And we were real close to
Yeah,
that.
we were just barely allowed in the cafeteria.
Yeah, we had to sit in the back.
But then instead of recess, we had to look at Pokemon books.
Pokemon books, and there was always that, like, do we join a chess team?
Yeah.
Like, do we? Like, because we don't have Heelys.
Yeah.
No one on the chess team has Heelys.
We're not allowed to play at recess.
No, it's
Like, we may as well, but we didn't.
we didn't. No, we never stooped so far.
No.
All that to be said, this shoe has wheels, because, gosh, I want to wear these shoes.
Like, if someone gave me Heelys now, I would still be happy.
I would love it. Like, thank you. I've been upgraded to the front of the lunchroom.
But, like, I can't go and buy them because, one, I don't think that's possible. And two, I'm not cool enough to be allowed to.
It's true.
I'm still afraid
I wouldn't
the cool police would come beat me
I
up and
wouldn't
steal
approve
my
of me,
shoes.
but once one of us is artist general and the other one isn't.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as these come on the public market, eventually everyone will be wearing these.
Yeah. Like, it won't be
This will be
a
the great.
cool thing anymore. Like,
This'll be
it'll still be cool.
This will be the great uniter for America.
Mm-hmm.
If you unite the people's feet, then you unite their hearts, and if you unite their hearts, you save the soul.
Mm-hmm.
I think Van Gogh once said that,
Yeah. It's
which
like,
is a shame. Like, I don't like to quote those color artists,
mm-hmm.
although he was around in a time before color, as
Yeah.
we've established.
right. They colorized
his,
later.
but like Van Gogh gets the worst rap.
all the great artists, it was black and white.
Yeah, Van Gogh gets a real bad rap because they're like, he was a master of color, and you're like, no, he was a master of the 2 base colors,
Yeah.
black and white. And then it just so happens when you colorized them, people liked it because he had such a mastery of black and white.
Mhm. Yeah. But it's like what people say, walk a mile in their shoes, and you'll know a man. Like,
Yes.
there's a reason that the shoes are so adamantly connected
Yeah.
to the soul.
It's true, right? Because like when you think of Jesus,
Mhm.
and what did he do? He washed people's feet. He
Right.
took off the sandals and washed their feet.
Mhm.
It was symbolic of like cleansing the soul and then
Yeah.
the spirit.
Right.
You have like every time you see like a homeless person, you're like, oh, I feel so bad for them. Why? Because they don't have shoes.
Right. Yeah.
You're like, I'll give them some shoes.
Mhm.
That movie that we always reference, Holes.
Yep.
It's all about shoes.
Right.
It's like the whole plot is about
Mhm.
shoes.
Yeah.
Because shoes,
Both of the main characters
Mhm.
were there because of the same shoes.
yeah, like
And
their
his
whole
parents-
lives
his
were
parents-
derailed.
His parents were trying to get rid of the smell of shoes,
Yeah, I mean,
and then they get rich.
think of the role
through the
shoes play in your
shoes.
life. There's a reason we're starting with shoes. You'd
Mhm.
think like, why not design the clothes, first?
Mm-hmm.
Shoes are where the soul's at.
There's a reason, like that there's that pun that exists, because it's not just a pun; it's a truth.
Mm-hmm.
You save the soul of America, you save the soul of America.
Yes, that'll be printed on the bottom. You know how like you can have shoes
Mm-hmm.
and like you step and it leaves a footprint that looks
Yeah.
cool.
Right.
That's what it's gonna say on the bottom of these shoes.
I was gonna say.
If you save the soul, you save the soul.
Mm-hmm.
Like everywhere that somebody walks,
Right.
it leaves
Just,
that
like,
behind.
See that.
Uh-huh.
You go to the beach and see that everywhere. I see you're putting kind of our quote thing.
We have a
that
we have a
on our
mission.
channel.
We have a mission statement at Two Poor Artists,
Mm-hmm.
and our mission statement is to prove that Bob Ross was wrong.
Yeah.
There are no such thing as happy little accidents and mistakes. That's just not true.
Yeah.
There's big life altering,
Horrible mistakes.
Uh-huh.
Like every time our pen touches the paper, it is a horrible
Yeah,
mistake.
those lips
and that's okay.
It is, you know?
So, okay, is that like an ink spot in the back? Is that like
Mm-hmm.
like a cow spot, or is it supposed to look like a person?
Ooh.
Nose
Ooh.
up.
Nose, lips, chin. I like that I didn't even mean that. I was just going for an ink splotch.
Mm-hmm.
But as the pen does, often, it knew best, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it is now forever both.
What is this? Is this one of those like head like
Oh,
massagers
that's head
that
massagers?
you like put on?
No, it is the squid.
Oh. Why does it only have 5 legs?
Oh, you just can't see the other ones because they're lined up perfectly with some of the ones on the front.
Well, there'd only be one more. There's 6 squids have 6 legs.
Yeah, one of them is lined up perfectly behind one of the other
Oh,
ones.
okay.
You know? That's how it works. What do squids have? They have like little fin things on the sides of their heads.
There's lots of different kinds of squid.
I don't know what more to add to this, really. Up here, we could have some...
Shapes.
These are tortilla chips.
But why?
Because people like tortilla chips, man.
Enough to put them on a shoe?
Well, I mean, again, yes. Not really again, just for the first time, yes. I like tortilla chips.
But,
Like,
like-
do you know anybody who doesn't like tortilla chips?
It's just, I mean, we've never talked about liking tortilla chips.
Yeah, but I like them. Do you?
I don't dislike them.
What I would really like is squid ink salsa.
I mean, the thing with tortilla chips is like, I wouldn't just eat a tortilla chip. Like, they just exist
Yeah, but
to put more cheese in my mouth.
yes, exactly. But like, they are a good vessel to shovel happiness into the body.
Right, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can't disagree with that.
Yeah.
Especially if they're wheat tortilla chips. I'm not a huge fan of corn tortilla chips.
Yeah, I don't like corn tortillas very much at all. Those ones have square wheels. There's something to be said about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Like, it's impractical, but it's okay because it's just a picture on your shoe.
Exactly, right? Like you're that part makes you thankful that your shoes have circular wheels
Mm-hmm.
and that your parents bought them for you because they love you.
Yeah.
More than
Again,
apparently my parents.
I think our parents loved us enough to
Yeah,
not buy
they
them.
do.
Like,
That's just like one of those holes that your shoelaces go through. That's always for some reason up at the top where you never lace it unless you're a
Yeah.
professional basketball player.
right?
It says hi.
Uh,
I think this shoe's done. Like, you know, at this point, I'm feeling happy about it. It's not overloaded.
mm-hmm.
I'm not even going to talk about what's on the other side. Like, this is the outside of a shoe. You ever notice how the inside of shoes get a bad rap?
Mm-hmm.
Because the outside of shoes get looked at by everybody. Who looks at the inside of shoes? Only the inside of the other shoe.
Mm-hmm.
And they're both sad. You know,
Right.
I'd like you to understand that this is on both sides of the shoe, inside and outside,
On
you know,
both shoes?
on both shoes.
Okay.
That way, no matter what angle you're looking at them at,
So you get 4.
if you're
of
standing
all
like
of these pictures.
ridiculously pigeon-toed, people are still seeing this.
Mhm.
You know,
Right,
and it-
seen it twice.
they're seeing it twice. Because
Mm-hmm.
that's how it should be on shoes.
Right.
Don't settle for shoes that are one-sided.
Mm-hmm.
What are we calling this? What am I titling this? Soul of America? Saving the Soul of America? That's just
Yeah, that's pretty long.
Soul of America.
I mean, we could title the video that, but,
But then this is
but then
called
we
like
just write this like
shoes.
or
Shoes.
that's shorter.
Shoes. We can move on to your drawings faster. Is it really shoes though, or is it just shoe?
Yeah, it's a shoe.
But like, you have to imagine this as a counterpart.
Right, yeah, I mean the other one exists, but technically you only designed a shoe.
A shoe. A shoe. I'm gonna put shoes
Okay.
because you're designing a shoe and
Yeah,
I'm designing a
that's fine.
shoe.
That works.
Why does that word look so wrong? Yeah.
I think it's just one of those weird words.
I'm happy with
Like,
this though.
I think SH words often are weird looking.
Here's the thing. Now that I think about it, I can design the right shoe and you can design the left shoe. That way everybody
Oh yeah, then we could,
everybody can
we
have
could sell.
Did it? Did the number 2 get erased? Did we press the dreaded undo button?
Pushed it by accident. I don't know which button is the redo
I think it's the very top button.
or undo.
Very top button. Press it, see what happens. Oh,
That's
that.
the opposite.
There it is.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't want people mistakenly thinking that a 3-year-old drew this. They might accidentally appreciate it.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
Uh-huh.
I need the pen.
All right. Don't you need to save the drawing first?
No,
Oh, that's right.
we don't need to save something like this.
Wait, you're suddenly hating on the shoe? Ah. Back to the good old blankness. Realize that took me a long time to design a shoe.
Mm-hmm.
I would apologize, but instead I'm going to congratulate you for making it through. You know? Congratulations.
30 minutes of shoe design.
See, I feel like people spend way more time watching more, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, think of the things that people spend their time watching. Like, people probably have spent at least that long watching those ads that pop on your phone about that game where you're walking down a bridge shooting at things and with the multiplying the people.
And then you like go and try to play that game and it's not that game.
See, I boycott games that try to advertise things to me that hard.
Yeah.
Like, there's a point where I'm so annoyed at the
thing
ads that I
is-
refuse to give my
Yeah.
time
And
to
it's
it.
like I've got to that point, but it's like I want to play that game. The one that they always show.
I think there's so much
Because
psychology
it's
that
like, it looks fun.
no, I think that's just part of the lie of the ad. There's so much psychology.
Yeah. Well, we
Like
don't
when-
know because that game doesn't exist, so we can't find out.
Yeah, but then you have the ads that are like, "What are you playing?" "Oh, I thought that game wasn't real." "Well, it wasn't real, but then they made it real." And you're
Right,
like,
but then you-
I want to poke out,
But
not
then
my
you-
eyes, their eyes.
But then you download that game, and it's like, oh, it's a mini game in another game that you almost never get to play.
I can't even see.
And you're like, okay, maybe it's real as a mini game sometimes.
I can't even get
and
in.
you're just like, oh man.
You
That's the
know,
worst.
you know this about me, but I despise people trying to sell things to me, which is why I really don't like ads.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're professional YouTubers, so we don't actually have to watch YouTube ads. It's part of the deal. We also pay for YouTube Premium, but that's beside the point.
The real,
you know, like
reason.
I can't handle ads. I don't like it when people try to sell me something. It immediately makes me want to not spend my money on it or time.
Yeah, I mean it depends because you definitely give in to lots of ads. I mean, just looking around your room.
Nope,
you
I was
give
never Nope,
You give in to.
you've never seen an ad for a Batman beanie.
Plus, we were just talking about how much those Healy ads made us want to.
Yeah,
buy
but
them.
that our parents didn't give in, which I'm starting to respect more and more. But I'm also, there's a reason.
Yeah.
We already talked about for why they did.
I think what you hate isn't necessarily ads; it's specifically
Dishonest ads.
dishonest ads.
That's true. Yeah. Whenever you
Like,
watch,
if the thing is as cool as they say it is, then
Yeah.
that's fine.
but it never is.
No, but it's like when, especially those like ads that you're talking about, because it's always like the person does so bad.
Yeah, that's
And
what I
it's like,
mean. Like
you're like- and you're
they're
like, oh,
insulting.
I want to play that just so I can do better than that.
Yeah, but that's just they
But
know
then
that
the game doesn't even exist. so I
they
can't even
know
do that.
they know that they're making the game like that. They know that it's frustrating you watching how
Right.
bad the person playing the game is, and I can
Yeah.
be like, "Oh, I see through your lie. I see through your lie, ad
Yeah.
people.
And it's like
Don't insult my intelligence."
I have this weird thing with things like that because it's like I love it.
No,
Like I watch those ads. I
No.
seek out those ads.
no,
and
can't, man.
I want to play those games, but I also am like, I would never advertise something that way.
It's so
because
dishonest.
It's dishonest.
Yeah.
Like
We
which
are
is the same
nothing
thing.
but honest on this channel.
I look because I program and stuff, and I look into like how to make money off of programming and stuff.
Yeah,
And it's like you can't do it morally. That's what I found. Like every app that exists that makes money does it dishonestly.
That's why
They're trying to use psychology tricks to like make you want to spend money and stuff, and it's like, man,
that's why we do art. There's nothing more honest than art.
yeah,
You know?
you
Especially-
get what you see.
Especially ballpoint pen black ink art.
Mm-hmm.
We're not hiding anything. We're not fixing anything. We're not changing anything.
Right.
There's no filters or, skill involved to get and mess things up.
So if these are going to be shoes on, like you have my side and your side,
Mm-hmm.
you have wheels on your side. I have to. Like,
Well,
it would be so weird.
I mean, you say
you could
that.
do like a scooter.
Yeah, like
situation.
a scooter.
Like
That's the thing that no one's
scooter-
ever tried is scooter shoes, where like you push off on one
Yeah,
and like it helps you brake, I guess.
but I'm gonna put wheels.
Well, obviously, right? Because why wouldn't you?
But it's gonna be over here, and it's gonna be like one big wheel.
This is going to be quite interesting.
And it's not very round.
I have noticed.
I want to see if I can make it as thick of a line as this one. I don't normally make lines this thick.
Yeah, I mean that's true because pens are not thick. We're a little thick sometimes, but like not pens. Pens are slim.
Right.
If you get too thick with a pen, it's just a marker, and like that's gross.
Yeah. I mean, if it's using just like regular squid black ink
Yeah,
on a marker, then like it's not
it loses something not having a ball. It's not
Yeah.
ballpoint
like
anymore.
it's not the optimal,
It's like
but like
felt
it's
tipped.
definitely forgivable.
It's
Because back before ballpoint pen, like they clearly had to use essentially that.
then use
Either paintbrushes,
feathers.
or quills,
Yeah,
or whatever. And it's like, obviously, we can't fault them for not having the technology yet.
shout out to the founding fathers that used quills.
But now that the ballpoint pen has been invented,
Yeah, there's no
Use it.
excuse, right?
like,
If you're still quilling it up, knock it off. I want to see like a reenactment of them signing the Declaration of Independence and they just pass around a bic.
Yeah.
Like, and then one of the southern states is like, actually, I have a paper, mates. And they're like, oh, one day this country
we'll go to civil
will go
war
to civil war.
over this issue.
Yeah, the things that
Like,
divide.
I'm also going to add,
You're really adding quite a bit to this shoe. What is that? You
See,
added a bullet hole.
I'm trying to figure out how this side would look.
This is like a shoe with airbags so far.
But it's like, it has to like go over this, right? But I don't want it to have a stripe, so maybe I just don't. See what
I
happens.
mean, I still don't know. What is that ball you added? It's like a bowling ball is now attached to the side of that shoe.
Okay.
What is that? Oh, no. It's wonderful. It's so good. Man.
Like, the thing
It
is,
came alive with that eye.
you kind of have to just assume that you can't actually see through this.
Yeah.
Like, the way we're designing this shoe, there's no way around that.
This is like a rough sketch for the
Yeah, like
the shoe department.
the shoe department will know what
They will.
we're dealing with
Yeah.
here.
new. We don't have a shoe department yet.
But there will be.
There will be.
when we become.
All we can do now is buy white shoes and draw on them,
Mhm.
or black shoes and settle.
Right.
Yeah,
So like clearly this is the nose of the shoe.
this is like something out of Brave Little Toaster. Oh no, it's like the shoe from, dare I say, Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
I've never seen that.
Oh, look at this. I'll show you the shoe, and I'll show the good people at home. Let me pull it up. Do you know the premise of Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yes. This has one of those like tags in the back to help you put on the shoe.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Well, you gave it a
A
scorpion.
scorpion tail. You have to be careful putting on that shoe.
Like how else do you put a shoe on if you don't have one of these tags?
That's a good point. I really dislike untying my shoe and then retying it when I put on my shoe.
Oh yeah, I never do that.
I feel like that's a millennial thing, because people, like old people, they really liked tying shoes because they
Right.
made their shoes and shoelaces like just out of leather, and those come undone like every 14 minutes, and you have to retie it.
Right.
Like they were like, it's probably why they're like healthier because they had to like they forced
over.
themselves to stretch.
Yeah.
Like how often does a millennial like hurt their back or hurt their everything, and people are like, you really should stretch more.
Yeah.
Those are the people who had to bend over every 14 minutes and tie their shoes.
Yeah.
They also made their shoes out of the most uncomfortable material known to humankind, so they had to use shoe horns.
Right.
They're like, I literally can't, like, my foot won't fit in this unless I bend it and tear it and mold it to my will with a shoe horn.
Mm-hmm.
I
do know.
Some food for thought. Now shoes are like falling off your feet because they're too comfortable. It's like trying to stick your foot inside of a tissue and tie it on. This is the shoe. Sorry, way off topic. This is the shoe from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh, okay.
You see a family resemblance?
Yep.
Yeah. That's all about how there's like a guy who wants to, get rid of all the tunes.
I'm not coloring in the part behind the eye because we're pretending that doesn't exist.
Yeah. Yeah, that actually helps with the illusion, I think, a little bit. What's the P stand for? Oh, does it say poor?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, okay.
But
Just like in reverse
reversed,
colors.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So it's like if you were wearing both of these shoes, as you would be, you're seeing, the word poor, reversed.
See, like that's the thing. Do we sell these as like a matching pair, or do we just insist that everybody buy two pairs
And then swap.
and then just swap with, or
just like every other day, they wear one on one foot, one on the other foot. I think
we were never able to do that as kids and adults. Swap shoes because you have shoes that are
I think
a bit bigger. I don't. Yeah.
Don't have like a friend that has the exact same size shoes as them.
I feel like twins could do it. Like they could get away with swapping shoes.
Maybe.
But I feel like twins are so focused on their own sense of individuality that they wouldn't want to.
But it also depends.
I don't know, twins, is that true? Are you so focused on your own sense of individuality that you refuse to trade shoes with your siblings growing up?
There's also so much to go into that because just because twins, even if they're identical twins, if they eat different foods or have different lifestyles,
no,
they're
totally.
not necessarily gonna
Be different sizes.
be able to wear the
One
same.
has I'm curious. I wonder, can you have one twin that has flat feet and one that doesn't?
Probably not if they're identical.
But
because that's a genetic.
But lifestyle wise, does it mold your feet to different shapes?
Maybe if one of them just doesn't walk as much as the other, they could at least have wider feet.
Yeah.
I don't know about flat. I feel like flat feet is a specific genetic thing,
Probably.
but a wider foot
I don't know.
versus a skinnier foot, or if one is sicklier, they might not grow as much.
We should get all the twins that we know. We know a surprising amount of twins. 2. We should get them together and compare their feet.
Yeah.
So hey,
I don't think we have to get them together. I think we could just ask. What
you cannot ask. No, well, I mean that's true. That would be a good start. But I want to know everything. I want to get out. You know how they have in those movies? They have that scary measuring pincer looking thing that measures every part. I want to know the details. I want to know how wide your arch is. I mean, I know this is getting weird. This is why we have to have them compare it. We can't be a part of the process.
I'm gonna
I'd be like, hey, next time you guys get together, can you just compare your feet in every imaginable way and report back to us? Please. You have to say please.
Yeah.
Is that hair?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that hair.
See, I was really, really torn between do I just make my shoe look like a person?
Yeah, and I'm gonna color in the hair.
I just want to say I would wear this shoe. I don't know what the bottom wheel thing would do to me. I also don't know how that's going to spin, but
there's a wheel in here that can spin.
now
That is inside a little bit.
No, I get it. Yeah. You just drew a Rayman shoe. Do you realize that? Rayman, the video game Rayman?
It kind of is like that.
If nobody knows what Rayman is, here's a picture. That's what Rayman looks like. Benj has drawn a shoe in his likeness on accident. We're going to get sued by the Rayman people. The legal team is just begging us to stop. Begging.
It's not like exactly the same as Rayman.
Hey, man, dude, your shoe was nice. You don't have to cover it with so much hair.
It just has hair. It's not. I'm not doing the technique. So then, obviously, it also needs another wheel in the back
Yes.
for balance, if nothing else.
Balance is a pretty important aspect of shoes. I'm just gonna say that straight up. If you're wearing shoes and you just can't balance, like I don't understand people who wear stilts.
Mm-hmm.
I get it if you're in a circus, I really do. But you'll go out sometimes and you'll just be walking,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll like be walking down the street and somebody will be wearing stilts, and you're like, what is the matter with you? Who has hurt you?
Yeah. Why are you just walking around with stilts?
You know that person's parents didn't buy them Heelys when they were growing up.
And they're like, this is the next best thing.
Stilts people are not cool, you know. They're like a special kind of circus nerd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the people that just walk around in stilts
Yeah.
all the time.
Mm-hmm. Like maybe like I always like to just assume they're training for the circus.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me happier because then I don't have to assume that they're broken as they appear.
Right.
You know, or like someone really made them feel bad for being short as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, I'll show you, I'll grow up and be tall. And someone's like, you're already 30, you can't grow up and be tall. And they're like, well, I'll strap some telephone poles to my feet.
I really wanted to like give this a saggy bottom.
Why didn't see?
But like
we've been overdoing
too
that.
much.
Yeah, we've been overdoing it lately. We don't have to be so cliche. If we're so cliche,
No.
we'll never branch out as artists.
Right.
Like there are things people come to expect from us, but it has to come authentically.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. So I'm just gonna.
We just need to focus on the art, not on the public eye. Is a dangerous thing, people. Let me just speak at you for a second. The public eye changes a man. More importantly, it changes an artist. It can change you to, try to give the people what they want, when in reality, following the heart of the pens is really, it's what gives you art to begin with.
Right.
If we just follow our own poor intuition, I think the people will be as satisfied as they have been currently. Those are some nice lines. Good work on that.
Thank you.
This looks like a car, like a bumper car. Isn't it weird that all bumper cars, first of all, are shaped like shoes? That's a weird thing about bumper cars.
It depends. I went in Pittsburgh. I went on some bumper cars that were shaped like a fry basket.
Like the thing you put French fries in?
Fries. So, like there were French fries in it.
Like real French fries?
Yeah, you could have a little snack.
That's interesting. I feel like more amusement park rides should have snacks built in.
That part was a lie.
Oh.
They were ceramic.
Those don't taste nearly as good. It's quite a shame. You think we're going to get to the point of self-driving cars where we can have a microwave in a car finally?
What, you say finally like that's been something we've been going for.
Some people have wishes.
Like I think
Like, haven't you ever been, like, you've looked over at your passenger seat and you've been like, man, I wish I had a microwave there instead of a glove box. Like, glove boxes are so outdated, man.
But
Who wears gloves?
But the thing is, the whole point of a microwave is that it's the fastest way to eat food. Like no one's like, oh man, my favorite way to cook this is in a microwave.
No, but again, here's the problem I run into. Fast food is expensive and getting expensiver.
Right.
But if you had two things in a car, if you had the center console as a freezer, and you had the glove box as a microwave, you could be like, man, I really want to stop and get some food, but it's going to cost me like $26.99 for a small fry. So instead, what do? You pull out a Hot Pocket,
right?
Because those are like the staple microwavable food, and you can just microwave it right there in the glove box. You're not going to miss the glove box. Like, what do people put in their glove boxes? Other than ballpoint pens, that's what's in mine. It's just chocked full of them. Like if I get in a car crash, I want to be skewered by 50,000 ballpoint pens that spring out like a porcupine.
Did you also replace your airbag with ballpoint pen?
I have a limit to this goal.
Because what you just described sounded like you.
It would be if you replaced your airbag with ballpoint pens. It would legitimately be like a porcupine springing out of your steering wheel when you get in a crash.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one day. But the point is, nobody keeps gloves in there anymore, and center consoles are used for like what, mints and napkins.
Mm-hmm.
We can have those in other places. Use those little compartments on the inside of doors that nobody puts anything in. You can keep your mints and napkins in there. Instead, hot pockets, or microwaves and freezers, so you can have hot pockets. Elon Musk. Here's the thing: we reach out to people all the time on this channel. We don't really hear back from him very often, but Elon Musk, he's the one billionaire eccentric enough, I think, to do it.
To watch our channel. But the thing is,
Yeah.
my point was that the whole point of like having something like a self-driving car is that you can have more time. Like you don't need to rely on a microwave.
Yeah, but
so I'm saying put a grill in there.
Oh.
Like an electric grill.
Like a George Foreman.
Yeah, because then
Remember George
like on
Foreman
your way
commercials?
to work, you could be just making your eggs and bacon and grilling them. Like why limit
settle for a
yourself
microwave?
Yeah, why settle for a microwave when you have that half an hour or whatever commute via self-driving car?
I don't see any problems with that, honestly. Do you remember those George Foreman commercials that were on at like 11 p.m. to 3 a.m.?
Mm-hmm.
Along with buying gems and coins
And pillows.
Man, I miss
solved
those.
cancer.
I miss those.
I liked how all of them cured cancer.
Yeah, everything did eventually. If
Like,
you watched
you
a
just
30-minute
watch it.
infomercial, it always started off by being like, it'll make you happy.
Mm-hmm.
To like, you need this. To be like, you will die of cancer unless you buy this.
Yeah. Like I had cancer and this pillow made it so that
I very distinctly remember you and I watching the My Pillow commercials growing up. And every minute of the commercial, it would get a little more extreme with someone's
someone
fake
would
testimony.
come on like more and more.
Yeah, I remember us being like, if they say that it can cure cancer, and then like in the last minute of the infomercial, someone was like, well, I had,
I had
cancer of the head.
Yeah.
Where I guess that's where your
And,
pillow
like,
is.
They didn't like claim it cured them.
No,
directly, but they were like,
it was highly
it was
implied
like,
that it was
I slept on this pillow, and
eventually I was cured.
Gave me the
Yeah.
sleep I needed to
and you're like,
get through it or whatever. And you're like, okay, that's too much.
long story short, that's the pillow on my bed right now. Legitimately.
I mean, they're good pillows.
They're good pillows, right? Like we
Like no one's denying.
we didn't believe the like. But here's the thing: I've been sleeping on it now for years, and I haven't died.
Although, do you sleep?
I sleep as much as a tortured artist should. I'm tortured by my poor skill.
I'm gonna do one of those things. It must be done.
Okay. Do it. What is it?
Oh, you already
Like
know.
tally mark? Oh, yes. What we would draw in our shoes in the early 2000s.
Like it had,
It's so good.
it
Man,
had to be done
I should have remembered this.
by at least one of us.
Yes, this is fantastic. Thank you for revitalizing this. If you've never seen one of these, it's because you're
If you think you're like dressing like you were in the 90s and you don't have this or drawing this, now the question is, does this one, should I draw it that way, or I think I'll do it this way. There's a couple different ways you can draw this actually.
it's supposed to be pointy at the top, man.
It's not always.
I think it is.
There's different ways to draw it.
I don't,
As
think
I
I,
just
I
said.
don't think I ever saw one that wasn't pointy though.
But I've definitely seen it just like this.
I think first of all, you drew it backwards. Like you drew the mirrored version of it.
Well, that's fine.
It's like an 8 now, not an S.
Well, but it's not, because like those clearly don't connect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a
No,
mirrored S.
it still needed to be done.
It someone took this picture with the the front facing camera.
Oh, I see. So I almost like it mirrored, so that way when you hold your cool shoes up to a mirror, it's facing the right way. When the Bob Ross quote on mine is going to have to be mirrored.
It definitely isn't, because I don't remember which way an S goes. Especially when I'm drawing it in pieces.
It was deliberate. Absolutely deliberate. This is a cool looking shoe. It's amazing how many shoes we don't have that don't look. There's a lot of negatives. We should have shoes that look like this. My shoe will pair nicely with this shoe.
Yeah, it definitely needs to say something here.
Like Bob Ross was wrong.
Yeah, but that's what yours says.
Bob Ross wasn't right. No happy little accidents or mistakes.
Or just
color is
I'm
the
just gonna
worst.
do this.
Hashtag immense. Hashtag mistake. Oh man. That's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
thought-provoking. If your parents buy you these shoes, they're trying to tell you something. Especially if like your next sibling is like 9 years older than you. You should just take it as it is, Like your parents, if your parents are 9 years older than you, you're never gonna think they're cool.
Your parents are 9 years older than you.
If you're
all the problems.
That's a fair point. If your next oldest sibling is 9 years older than you, you're never gonna think your parents are cool because your parents are old. That's all I meant. Nothing harmful, just an honest statement about the angstiness you'll feel towards your geriatric parents because you were a mistake. Or you're adopted. These will come in two varieties.
Yeah.
Mistake and adopted.
Adopted is like the opposite of a mistake.
Yeah, it is. It's like we tried real hard.
Yeah.
We paid money.
We did lots of things.
We had to get a judge involved. That's true. It's amazing how that works. You're either just a normal kid, or you're a mistake, or you were very carefully acquired. I feel like that almost describes like a kidnap victim, but no, adopted.
Yeah.
There's a judge involved.
Right. Legal.
And I don't just mean that shady guy down under the bridge who's like, I'm going to get you a kid. They call me the judge. That way if somebody asks, like, did you have to go through with the judge? And they're like, there was a judge involved. Don't kidnap. Don't kidnap. Don't do it.
Yeah, we don't promote kidnapping.
The Two Poor Artists do not endorse kidnapping. We do endorse adopting. And
on Tuesday, we endorse voting.
yes.
For us.
For me.
What me specifically.
For one of us.
Yeah.
We don't need to give a pitch for why you should vote for one of us. That's last week's video. And honestly, the week before that also.
Right.
But the official poll will come out on Tuesday. When you're doing all your other voting stuff. But remember, you won't see us on the ballot. You will have to find it on the Two Poor Artists YouTube channel. The only place to vote for Artist General. And, help us save the soul of America.
Yes. Goodbye.
Goodbye. As always, we're surprised you made it this far into our video.
There's no way we could possibly ask you to subscribe to this atrocity, so we won't.
We would say share it with your friends, but it's probably better for wasting your enemy's time.
We're probably not going to get any better, but we will keep drawing.
See you next time.